Hi guys, it's Arent here. So in today's Mind Thrive episode, I want to really talk about and go into detail about why we are even helping artists and creative entrepreneurs and people like you who are watching this video, who you might be a writer, you might be a photographer, a musician, a painter, even a makeup artist, person in the food industry. You're someone who is a creator and you're creating things that you love, and you want to be able to share that with more people. So we get this question a lot of why are you helping artists specifically and not just entrepreneurs in general? Well, it really comes back from our story. Both Jewel and I are artists in our own sense. You know, I am a singer and a performing artist. I do other things as well, but that is who I identify most with. And Jewel is a filmmaker. And we were each growing up put into a certain scripted life that we didn't want to follow. So I was supposed to become a doctor. I was a really good student in school, and when you get good grades, you either become a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, right? So that was the path that I started on, and I went to school. I went to university, took all these science courses and psychology courses as well because I was interested in psychology, and I just felt like, I started asking questions like, why don't I feel good about this? It was my last year of before graduating, so my fourth year, and I was asking myself, like, why am I not excited to start life? And I really realized that that wasn't the path for me. And in fact, I am extremely passionate about the arts and creating and music, most of all music. So that was something that I decided to pursue. Now, I'm sure you've come across these people who you'll tell them your dreams, what you really want to achieve, and they doubt you, or they maybe they speak out of care for you. So they'll say something like, oh, you can't make much money with that, you can't make a living with that, you're going to be struggling, and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you've had those people speak to you before about that. Now, we envision a world where artists aren't starving, where artists aren't put into this box of like, oh, you want to be a painter? Oh, good luck with that, right? We want to see a world where artists are thriving, where children can tell their parents that they want to be a writer or a painter, and they'll say, that's amazing, good for you, I'm so excited for you. We are still living in the shadows of this stereotype that has a huge history behind it, the starving artist, right? And it used to be that the artist, the profession of being an artist, would lead to you struggling. But it's not like that anymore. But we still carry forth that stereotype. And some of us, as artists, we disagree with that stereotype. We disagree with the fact that we're going to be struggling and we just want to work on our art and we love it so much. But subconsciously, because of what some people are telling us, are inputting into our brains, maybe society or articles that you've read and this kind of stuff, it starts to eat at you. And when certain decisions come your way to make for your art career or your creative career, you have those bits of doubt and those pieces of disappointment and fear instilled in you. So we are creating videos like this for artists and creative entrepreneurs to empower you guys, to really show you that you are not the stereotype. You have the power to build whatever you want to build. You have the power to live the life that you love and to live your dream. The artists and creatives of this world deserve as much respect as the doctors and lawyers of this world. I have nothing against those professions. So what I want to say to you is, don't fall into that stereotype. Don't let it eat at you. This stereotype is a crutch and it's a scapegoat, because the path to becoming an artist or a creative entrepreneur, whatever it is that you're working towards, is unpaved and it's rocky. It's uncertain. If you're becoming a doctor or someone like that, you have almost like a scripted life ahead of you. You know that you need to take certain courses to get a certain degree, and once you get that, you're going to practice and you will have that profession. But someone who's a creative entrepreneur, even in business, you don't have to be a creative entrepreneur, but in business in general, there are uncertainties and there are unpaved paths to where you want to go. And it's up to you to clearly see that goal in mind and just to keep taking the actions, to keep moving forward, to keep working on your craft every single day, to tell more people about what you do, to share your work with others. As a doctor, as I've said, you can go to school, you get your degree, and you can call yourself a doctor. What constitutes you calling yourself an artist or a musician or a singer or a painter? It's up to you to decide. It's up to you to call yourself that, to identify with that. But some of us have these doubts of, who am I to call myself a singer, right? I still have to do X, Y, Z before I can call myself a singer. But no, it's up to you to decide to give yourself that name so that you become that person, so that you start to believe that you are embodying this artist, this person that you want to be. So this is why we're helping artists and creative entrepreneurs. We want to see more people tap into their passions and to create and to live the life that they love, to dare to be dream driven, because it's those people, it's the innovators, it's the creators, it's the artists, it's the people who put themselves into a new piece of work, that worlds are created from it. Everything that you see around you is by someone who created it. Nothing is just made from thin air. It's a person who created it, just like you and me. And it all started off with the idea, the thought, then the design, then the implementation. So I invite you to be a part of this thriving artist movement that we are creating here. We envision a world where people aren't afraid to create. They aren't afraid to be who they are. Sometimes creativity can feel like it's being stripped from us because we're taught to memorize certain things and regurgitate it on a test paper. So what would the world look like with a thriving artist movement? It is something that, we're all passionate about what we're creating. We are driven to create. We are driven to improve ourselves. We're driven to serve others with what we're creating and what we're building, the community around our work. We would all be working towards a unified purpose, and that is to live a life that is fulfilling and to be happy above all. Sometimes we forget that is the point. That is the point, is to just be happy. You only have a certain amount of time in this life. Your time is limited. You can never get the time spent back. So make sure you spend it wisely. So ask yourself these questions of whether you're doing what you love. Do you feel fulfilled with what you're doing right now, with what you're currently working on? And if not, how can you make just one simple step towards doing something that you will feel excited about every single day? Don't forget that you are a powerful person. You are a creator, and there are people out there waiting to see your work, to hear about what you're doing. So if you share this vision, if you're a part of this, I would love for you to let me know your thoughts about this. Leave your comment down in the description below this video. Also, make sure to join our Thriving Artist Facebook group. I'll put the link down in the description below. And also subscribe to our channel, because this is our main mode of communication with you guys. And we constantly create videos like this to help you guys out in your projects, in your careers, in your businesses, in whatever it is that you're working on. So you'll get tools, you'll get mind thrive moments like these, you'll get tutorials on how to do certain things in your business. So be sure to subscribe so we can keep this conversation going. All right, guys, well, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Back from the dead.